Hey everyone, it's Mike Andes, traditionally from landscapebusinesscourse.com, but today we are in one of the rental units that we just recently renovated and are renting out now as part of my new real estate ventures. So I've always wanted to get into real estate ever since even starting Augusta. I would listen to Bigger Pockets, the podcast. I'd read books about real estate, knowing that this was something eventually I wanted to get into that was a little more passive and would be a storage for wealth without having a lot of taxes. And so really for me, the real estate thing is more of a taxation and hedge against that. Obviously Augusta is where I make the money and then all the other businesses, but this is a place where kind of long-term growth in terms of net worth will be, and that's in real estate. And so another big part of the reason why I've gotten involved in real estate a lot this year is as the franchisees grow over the next 3 to 4 years, they're gonna start needing that next step of business help in terms of where we now spend the money that we're making. The first couple years are just growth and you're putting all that money back into the business. But 3, 4, 5 years go by, and if you're running a profitable operation, now all of a sudden you need to actually figure out where am I gonna put this money so I'm not getting taxed a lot? Where can I put this money so that I can build my net worth, get more passive income? And so I know I need to learn those things. So this year's been a big start to my education in terms of actually putting into practice things I've learned in terms of real estate, stocks, things like that. And so this is kind of one of our first deals, or second or third, but like one of our first few deals. And this is part of actually 3 duplexes that we purchased in Ferndale, Washington. And when we purchased them, it was in the middle of the eviction moratorium. We're still going through that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But this unit specifically that we're in right now has just been remodeled, and the plan is that as the tenants move out, we are going to remodel them up to this standard. And so previously we have a video that we'll try to show throughout this one of what this unit looked like before, and you'll see it was like totally different. We did not completely change this, and I'll walk through as we go through showing some of the things we did change and did not change. At the end of the day, we wanted to make sure that the improvements we made increased the rent value. And so we basically are going to increase the rent on this specific unit by $200 per month, plus the utilities that they used to not be paying. So really, we're increasing the price on this unit by about $300 based upon the renovations we've made and the fact that it was probably about $50 per month under rent value when we purchased it originally. So that's kind of the deal. This is a duplex, so there's another unit in this building. It's 2 stories. It's 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's about 1,400 square feet. So we'll get some shots out on the exterior later where we've already done all the painting, and we painted all 3 duplexes, all 3 buildings. And I think that really changed the exterior. And now for the interior, as each unit becomes available and people move out, we are going to renovate it. So all the duplexes were built in 2008. So it's not like they're super old. So not everything needs to be changed. The bones of the structure are really good in terms of things like foundation and the electrical, things like that. When we purchased it, it was a lot of just cosmetic things that needed to be changed to just improve the value and the quality. So when we look at this, again, at some point we'll say on the side or something, we'll show before as we go throughout the house. But in here, the things that we really focus on when we do the renovation, because again, we're trying to focus on increasing the rent value. So even though these are old cabinets, and if you look at the before videos, they look horrible, but they were good enough. They're solid wood, and if we ever wanted to, we could paint them, but we didn't really see the need. They looked pretty good, but we did go ahead and upgrade to the quartz countertops. These are a bit of an upgrade. This is definitely kind of a level 2 upgrade in terms of renovations, but we figured it was a good investment because there's the main entrance is right here that most of the tenants will walk through. There is a main front door, but this is kind of the main entrance. It goes right into the kitchen area. So we wanted this to kind of look good right from the onset. So we got new countertops. We have a new fixture here. We did not change the actual sink out, but the fixtures. Really, when you're trying to increase the rent value and you're wanting to, what should I renovate to actually increase the rent value? It's gonna be the things that the tenant actually touches. So things like water knobs, handles, any sort of fixture, light switches. Those are the sort of things that people touch. Those are the things that you really want to make sure are changed and brand new if you're gonna renovate a space. So new countertops, these are quartz, really, really nice. Again, probably a little bit higher of an upgrade than I would usually do. Usually pressed board would be just fine. But again, I know I'm gonna keep these units for 10, 15 years, and these will look great the entire time. You can't beat them up, you can't chip the sides, like they're just great. We did go ahead and replace the oven and the range. As well as, I think we got this new. Yeah, this is new. The dishwasher. Sorry, this is actually my first time here, so some of it I'm exploring with you. We also got this brand new for the fridge, and you can see from previous videos that this was definitely in need. It was pretty beat up in the past, and so definitely was in need of a new one. So again, these are the things that a new tenant's gonna look for, and that's why we're able to increase rent, is like new appliances is also a low-hanging fruit to be able to improve the rent value of the property. So when we went through here, obviously it's kind of like the living room. We kind of had this funky closet situation that we couldn't find any doors for, so we basically just ended up painting it. They can make this kind of like a shelf, or they can put their TV in there, or whatever it is. But when we painted, we didn't replace the trim. Again, we're just trying to improve the rent value, and changing out the trim to really nice stuff was not going to necessarily change the rent value, so we ended up just painting it over the existing oak. But we did rip out all of the existing flooring and put luxury vinyl plank in. This stuff is like bulletproof. It's, water can spill on it. It's not gonna get stained, and it's just super, super rugged. So got that all new in as well. The entire renovation with everything that I'm showing you here today was $26,000, including all the appliances, flooring, paint, countertops, all the new fixtures. So throughout the whole place, we got new light fixtures. We have new water fixtures. Again, the sink was the same, but we changed out the countertop. Same cabinets as before. New toilet. Again, these are the things that people touch. Things like the towel rack, the toilet dispenser thing, or toilet roll dispenser. All those sort of things are the things that the tenant touches, and so we try to improve those. We didn't have to change any of these, just had to clean them up. Like, these were absolutely miserably dirty before, but just a good washing of the washer dryer, cleaning it up looks just fine. And again, the nuts and the bolts and kind of the skeleton of the house is really solid. Like the hot water heater, it's solid, it's relatively new. We had to change several of the doors out just because the previous tenants did leave this place an absolute mess. They had punched holes in a couple of the doors. So there's kind of a storage space in here. And so just kind of a nice storage space underneath the stairway. And again, we replaced most of the doors in here because they had punched holes in them. Literally, they punched them or kicked them or something. Not the most expensive solid oak doors or anything like that. And if they're not new, we painted over them. So you know what, to be honest, I don't even think this one is new. It's just been painted over. But the ones that are new, like this one here, they're not like the most solid, these are not like super expensive luxury apartments. So just making sure that you don't over improve is something I've learned even from my very first deal, where I definitely over improved the property just because I was gonna live there. And then when you start renting it out, it's like those things didn't move the needle. But when this is just a closet in here, kind of a coat hanging closet. When the tenants moved out of here, this place was an absolute wreck. They had cats and dogs, and there was pee stains throughout this whole thing. So I had to redo the carpet in here. And so this is brand new carpet. But yeah, there were stains. It was horrible. The heater was just absolutely caked with dirt. And the people who were here before were kind of like, what's it called? Pack rats? I don't know. But they had so much stuff in here, and like, it was just like, it had changed the paint. The cats had been everywhere, so there's pee stains, and like, it was just horrible. This whole place was matted down. The carpet was like threadbare. But yeah, so change out the carpet inside the living room. Going upstairs now, everything's been painted. A brand new carpet here on the stairway, and lots of light coming in from that kind of window up above the stairs there. So going into the master bedroom, this is now upstairs. So again, this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. This is the master bedroom. Pretty much standard paint, carpet. Inside the bathroom, did luxury vinyl plank on the floor. And then we did countertops. Ooh, that's nice. So they put a new fan. It's very nice and quiet. I just turned it on to realize that. It's kind of cool. So the bathtubs, this is a big thing. So when we came here, there was literally holes in the bathtub. The bathtub, the drain was completely clogged, and this whole thing was full of water that had probably been in there for like months. It was horrible. So what actually happened is this tenant abandoned this unit. So when we came in, we started like improving the place. We started telling the tenants, hey, look, your rent's gonna go up eventually after the eviction moratorium, and you're gonna have to pay for utilities. So these people just left. They literally just abandoned their unit. We had to break in the window, create new locks, like a pain in the neck. But anyways, this was a big learning curve for us. So this looks new, but it's not. It's just been reglazed. When we came though, there was holes, there was parts that were scratched really deep. It was really, really bad. And we thought we were actually gonna have to take it out. It was gonna cost us like $8,000 for 2 of the tubs to be removed, because they're gonna have to cut them in pieces, remove it, then redo all of the like wood part, and then put a whole brand new tub in here. And to do that, that tub had to come in pieces. Since it's going through a doorway, it couldn't come as one big piece. It was gonna be extremely expensive. For about, I think it was about $1,200, we got the whole thing reglazed, holes patched. This is all just fiberglass. And so, but now it looks brand new. And so it looks really, really good. Happy about that. Looks like we need a shower curtain. But again, in here, everything that you can touch and is pretty visible has been changed out. Whereas things like cabinets, the sink, things like that just need to be cleaned really well. This is the walk-in closet for the master bedroom. Looks like they just painted over everything, just make it all look clean and nice. So traditionally, if you're looking to try to improve the rent value, things that like, simple things are the things that move the needle the fastest. Literally cleaning, probably the biggest thing. Then you got like paint, then you got things like carpet, then you got the things that you can touch. Handles, knobs, light fixtures, and water fixtures. Those are the sort of things that actually move the needle in terms of the value of rent from kind of the lowest hanging fruit upwards. So again, same thing in here, reglaze this. This is all original, just needed to be cleaned. It looked horrible before. Again, it was clogged up, the whole 9 yards, but we did get a new toilet. I don't think this is new actually, this isn't. This has just been cleaned and then put together a little bit nicer with a new water fixture. And so this is definitely an upgrade. Like, it's little stuff like, you know, things we won't change out. It's just stuff that needs to be cleaned. So here, 2 more bedrooms, pretty simple stuff. You can kind of see outside the window here and see the other units. Lots of natural light throughout this whole place. Honestly, you don't need a lot of lights. But new carpeting, new paint, new doors on these, as well as tracks. Especially these older units, these can come off the tracks. It looks really cheap, but these work great in terms of just replacing the tracks as well as the doors. So this is the third bedroom over here. This one's a little bit smaller. Probably used more as an office or storage or something like that. But again, this was packed solid of boxes and junk and tons of hair. It was absolutely gross when they abandoned this unit. Fortunately, they didn't leave all their stuff here. That can get really complicated in terms of you have to keep it for so long before you can throw it to the dump. Fortunately, they took most of their stuff. We did take several trailers of garbage, but like all their junk, fortunately, was out of here. So that's basically it. Again, we spent about $26,000 on the interior of this property, which we probably could have got away with about $15,000 honestly to be able to spend on this and it still be pretty good. But I know I'm gonna keep this for quite a long time. So we did a little bit higher upgrades on things like the light fixtures and the countertops that I probably could have got around, or maybe I just could have cleaned the carpet really well and it would have been half decent. But I know I'm gonna keep these properties for at least 10, 15 years. And so, not having to deal with those things again. Same with the luxury vinyl plank. Like, yes, we could have left the old oak in there. It looked just fine for the flooring. But I know that, if I'm gonna put, the countertops, I might as well do the flooring, pay extra a little bit more, yes, but I don't have to worry about stains. I don't have to worry about people dropping stuff in the kitchen and any of that sort of thing. It looks really good down there. So again, improving the rents by about $200 a month, plus we're charging utilities directly to the tenant. In my opinion, if you can charge the tenants the utilities, it's better, because then they actually use the water, they use the electricity as if because they are paying for it, instead of just like using it willy-nilly, leaving stuff on, running water, washing machines, all the rest of it. So they'll be paying those from now on. Now, the thing that complicates all of this is the fact that we are currently in an eviction moratorium in Washington State, which means we can't evict people. So even though these people we did not want in here, we couldn't get rid of them, even if we wanted to. Fortunately, they just left. However, we do have another tenant in this duplex, actually, the unit right across, through that wall, that is essentially not paying rent and doing illegal activity. The not paying rent part, I understand, it's the eviction moratorium. However, they have like way too many people living in there. They're not on the lease. They're doing illegal activity. So we are actually taking, going to court and the whole 9 yards to try to get them out of here, and just using the law, because they can't, even though the eviction moratorium's on and they don't have to pay rent, they still can't do illegal activity and have like 20 people living in there and a whole bunch of other stuff that we won't go into. So we're trying to get rid of them. Should be out in the next few weeks, fingers crossed, and then we'll do the exact same thing in that unit next door. The goal here is that every single apartment complex or building that I get, when they move out, that we do the exact same renovations. So we have already, for this other unit that we're kicking people out and giving them papers and the whole 9 yards, they literally, the day they move out, we have contractors coming in. They are exactly lined up exactly the way that this one went down. So this one took us a couple weeks to do the whole renovation. We'll probably have this down eventually down to like a week, just because we'll be doing the same products, same contractors, same colors. Everything will be exactly the same in terms of the renovations. So just trying to systematize that, make everything the same is kind of the goal, whether it be from the paint outside to the type of luxury vinyl to the type of carpet. All of this is just stuff that we want to be, renter grade and be long, really have a good lifespan and longevity. And so yeah, this is the first unit that we've renovated. And again, this is $1,700 per month, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. And I'm looking forward to getting more of these units and improving these. This helps also, just even with the renovations, helps with taxes, being able to do all write-offs. And so just trying to balance that out in terms of what I know my tax liability is going to be, and then what I should spend on the renovations to kind of balance that out. So this is kind of the next step of kind of the business journey, is the investment side of things. It's a kind of a next step that I know I want to be really knowledgeable of, so that in 3, 4, 5 years, when a lot of the franchisees have grown their businesses, they've become very profitable, they're going to want to know, where do I put this money now? Because I don't want to pay 40% of it to the government. Where can I put this to be a tax haven and build my net worth, build my wealth for my family and for my children? So this is kind of the next step. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have questions about real estate, ask me below. I've literally all of this stuff I've learned through trial and error, Bigger Pockets, other books about real estate, and I've been listening for like 5 or 6 years. Eventually you got to pull the trigger. Eventually you got to get your first deal. Eventually you got to go out and get your first loan. You got to go get a pre-approval letter. You got to go look at properties. And I've been doing that for a long, long time. And it's only been in the past year that I've gone above 2 units. And so this is really kind of fun. Now we're up to 10 units total. And so as we kind of renovate and improve the properties, I'll try to bring you along for the ride, just so you can kind of learn and grow. And if you have questions that I might be able to answer, ask them down below in the comments below. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good day.